Hello everybody and welcome back to The Lost Planeswalker. You're here with me, Jesse, The Lost Planeswalker. Today I have a special video with the Brothers War Bundle Box. Today is the pre-release for the Brothers War, and my local game shop had these bundle boxes available, and so I ran over there, picked one up in preparation for today's video. That's why it's going out a little later than I normally have them up. This set is pretty sweet. It has some really awesome cards in it, including these Transformer cards, so we'll see if we get any of those. But we have an Alt Art traditional foil, Queen Kayla Bin Krug, 8 12-card Brothers War set booster packs, Universes Beyond Transformer card, a red or green oversized spin down life counter, 20 traditional foil and 20 regular basic lands, plus 2 reference cards, and the Brothers War card box. Now, up until this point, I have only done fat packs on this channel. This is my first bundle box, and there's a few differences. You know, first off, we only have those 40 lands in total instead of the normal 70 or 80 we're used to. There's only 8 packs of set boosters instead of 9 draft boosters. We end up getting this special promo card and an oversized life counter. Normally we just have the regular ones, but these bundle boxes nowadays come with these oversized ones. But yeah, that's what we got in store. We're gonna open this up, hopefully get some cool cards, and in addition to that, I have one collector booster that I thought I'd open up as well, and I'm gonna save that for the end. So let's get started. Notably, right out of the beginning here, there's no art. There's no more art inside this box. They slimmed down, which is a little shame. I was hoping to collect all the different ones I did, so that sucks. But they do have these cool sort of flyer things. This one's Urza's Iron Alliance. Get your gears turning. And this side is Mishra's Burnished Banners. So yeah. So I mean, this is neat, but it's not that really cool art that we get it either. So, but this box here, nice art like we saw on the outside. Cool Planeswalker symbol there. I'm guessing, yeah, one is Urza and the other one's Mishra. Let's crack this open and see what's inside. So this is also a little different than we normally see as well. Here's our here are land cards. Looks like we got a Transformer in there, and then we also have the regular packs. And we have these interesting. Got some little counters here. Got some other stuff. I don't really know what those are for. I'm guessing you could put your deck on these. Some +1/+1 counters for Urza and Mishra. That's kind of neat. It's nice. We got this. Ooh, you know, this is pretty sick. Got this green countdown. It looks solid, but you could see through it with enough light. It's really really good looking. I like that. And we got our card box with a little divider in here. But we have some things explaining how some of the stuff works, some different formats. Looks like. You know, how your turn works, a little how to cast spells, and attacking and blocking, that sort of stuff for new players, which is kind of nice. I'm very excited, but before that, I thought maybe we could showcase these special things. Now they, instead of plastic, put these in a paper wrapper, which I kind of like. You know, we don't need to use all that plastic, but We got that special holo Queen Caliban Krug. And she looks very good. And looks like these are our regular, or no, these are our foil lands actually. These are very pretty. I've been looking forward to seeing these lands, and I don't know, these feel good. I don't know what it is. They just feel better than normal. It looks like we got the same lands again. That's a little disappointing. Looks like there's only 2. I know they have some special lands, and I'm hoping to open some of those up. But it looks like they just have these lands in here. They look good. They actually feel different. They feel good. I like it. Alright, and now, Transformer. Now this was something I didn't know how to feel about, because I was really looking forward to this set, and I didn't want them to get in the way of me getting some of those mythics and rares that I was looking for. But it's nice that they gave us one right off the bat. And then here are our normal lands. Non-foil, of course. Without further ado, let's crack into these. Let's start looking, see what we get out of some of these set boosters. Alright, real quick. Since these are set boosters, they do come with these art cards. And funny enough, we got not one, not two, but three copies, which is not normal. I've opened up whole boxes and not got the same one before, so that was a little interesting. And this one is actually signed or printed and signed, whatever they do. And I think it's a Urza, if I'm not wrong. Maybe Mishra, I can't remember. But yeah, that was real strange. But here's some of the art cards we got. Next, here are the tokens we got from this set. As you can see, we only got 6, even though we opened up 8 packs. And that is because we got 2 list cards. So starting all the way on the left, we have these 2 dual-sided cards. You can write kind of whatever you want on those, but they can put in your deck if you have a dual-face card, like Urza or Mishra or any of those guys. We have 2 Power Stones, a bear, and then a little magic minigame. Now, if you're not familiar, they've been putting these in. You kind of open some packs or do something that's objective, get ready and let's play. And these are just little games that they added. I've collected a bunch of these. I've never actually played any of them, but they're there. Here are some of the lands from the set. We got a good mix. We had a lot of swamps, got some forest plains, no islands, but we did get this underground river, which can tap for a colorless or tap for a blue or a black and deals 1 damage. In Evolving Wilds. And then we also got this Urza's Workshop. It's an Urza land. You can tap it to add a mana, or Metalcraft. Add a mana for each Urza land you control. Activate only if you control 3 or more artifacts. You have the 3 Urza's lands, Urza's Tower, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Mine. And I think that's real neat. It's another Urza land to add in there. And especially for Commander, I think that could be a cool play. As for the commons that I'd like to show off, I think there are a few that I picked story-wise and a few that I think are just good cards in general. Starting all the way over here, we have Overwhelming Remorse, 4 and a black, instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Decasia's face haunted his vision. The explosion still rung in his ears. Mishra kept running and never once looked back. So this card is an important part in the story. This is kind of the first moment where Urza and Mishra split, and where a lot of what will happen next kind of develops in their relationship. But I picked that card not only because it's very good, but the story element to it as well. Next we have Hoarding Recluse, 3 and a green, creature spider, reach death touch, already good. When Hoarding Recluse dies, put up to 1 target card from a graveyard on top of its owner's library. Another good graveyard card. If you want to put, a card that you want to cast again, or maybe a creature, just perfect. Block something big, kill it, and put that card back on top of your library. Recommission, 1 and a white, sorcery. Return target artifact or creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If a creature entered the battlefield this way, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. You don't see a lot of white recursion, but 3 or less white card for 1 and a white, and then if it's a creature, put a +1/+1 on it. I mean, that seems really good. I'm looking forward to playing this card. Decasia's Onulet, 5 colorless, artifact creature construct. When Decasia's Onulet leaves the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Unearth, 3 and a white. This is just a flavor card. These were kind of a fun little thing in the story, so I thought I'd showcase it here. Urza's Rebuff, 1 blue, instant. Choose 1. Counter target spell. Tap up to 2 target creatures. This seems like a really cool counter spell. It does cost 1 blue, so it's not the cheapest one out there, but it does come with a little bit of flexibility. If you want to counter a spell, do that. If you want to swing in for a win, tap 2 creatures. Seems like a easy win to me. Union of the Third Path, 2 and a white, Instant. Draw a card. Then you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Easy life gain spell. Gain some life. Draw cards. It seems like a good card for white that doesn't have a lot of card draw in it. Veteran's Power Blade. 3 colorless. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. Equipped soldier for a white, or equip for 2. This obviously is soldier deck. This is going to be great in. There's a lot of soldier equipment synergies, and the fact that it's just 1 white to equip seems like a cool card. Loren's Escape. White. Instant. Target artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Scry 1. This card seems very powerful. For just 1 white, an artifact or creature gains hexproof and indestructible, so prevents anybody from destroying it for that turn. And then you can scry 1. This seems like a great card. Gaia's Gift. 1 in a green. Instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn. That is amazing. Similarly to Loren's Escape, it does give it hexproof and indestructible, but this also gets reach, trample, and a +1/+1 till end of turn. I mean, this can completely stop your opponents right in their tracks trying to destroy a creature. This seems great for green. It's probably going to be played a lot. Again, some of these cards I picked I thought were really neat. Some of them I think are just cool story highlights. So let's start talking about the uncommons. Transmigrant Altar. 3 colorless artifact. Black and tap, sacrifice a creature, add 3 colorless mana. Or 2, tap, sacrifice a creature, create a 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. Activate only as a sorcery. This is zombie synergy at its best. Greatest. I mean, sack a creature, sack a zombie, get 3 mana. Or sack a creature, create a zombie token. I can't see how this card isn't good. You know, the fact that it taps, yeah, I mean, it's not as good as your other altars, but man, is that a good card, especially to ramp early. That would be awesome in any zombie deck. Repair and Recharge. 3 white, sorcery. Return target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Create a tapped Power Stone token. It's in here just like the other one white card was. White recursion is not super powerful. They keep adding these cards. I think white is going to be just as powerful as a graveyard recursion as green and black are. So I'm really looking forward to that. Arbalest Engineer. 1 green and a red. Creature, human, artificer. When Arbalest Engineer enters the battlefield, choose 1. Arbalest Engineer deals 1 damage to any target. Put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. It gains trample and haste until end of turn. Or create a tapped Power Stone token. For 1 red and a green, I think there's a lot of versatility. This can go in any number of decks, and I think it's a really cool card. Battery Bearer. 2 green-blue. Creature, human, artificer. Creatures you control have tap to add a colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. Whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value 6 or greater, draw a card. This seems like a cool card. You're going to be generating a lot of mana. You're going to be casting big spells, drawing cards. Seems cool. Reconstructed Thopter. 3 colorless. Artifact, creature, Thopter. Flying and Unearth 2. It may just be a 2/1 with flying, but that Unearth, coming late game, Unearth it, swing in for the kill, it seems pretty strong. Alloy Animist. Green. Creature, human, druid. 2 and a green. Until end of turn, target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 4/4 artifact creature. This may be a small 1/1, but to create those big 4/4 artifact creatures seems like an awesome card. Disciples of Gix. 4 black. Creature, Phyrexian, human. When Disciples of Gix enter the battlefield, search your library for up to 3 artifact cards and put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. This set is all about getting artifacts in and out of your graveyard from your deck. This seems like a really cool card. I'm sure it's going to be played. Skyfisher Spider. 2 black-green. Creature Spider. Reach. When Skyfisher Spider enters battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. When Skyfisher Spider dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. If you do, exile Skyfisher Spider from your graveyard. This seems like a great Golgari card. Just destroy target permanent, perfect. After it dies, gain life, perfect. This is going to go in a lot of graveyard decks, I'm sure. Gruesome Realization. 1 black. Sorcery. Choose 1. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. If you're playing against someone who has any token synergy whatsoever, that second ability is just going to wipe their board. That's going to be an awesome thing to be able to just pull out and do. Drawing cards is also great, and it's not that expensive either, so I think this could be a really well played card. Evangel of Synthesis. Blue-black. Creature, Phyrexian Human Cleric. When Evangel of Synthesis enters the battlefield, draw a card and then discard a card. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, Evangel of Synthesis gets +1, +0, and has Menace. This is a really cheap 2-drop. You're going to be able to go through your library, start drawing cards, discarding cards. You're going to activate his ability. It seems like it could be really cool in Dimir decks. Slagstone Refinery. Artifact. When Slagstone Refinery or another non-token artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, or is put to exile from the battlefield, create a tapped Power Stone token. This seems like a card that you'd have to work into a certain strategy, start exiling your own cards, keep making those Power Stones, and just after that, just have lots of mana to play those big spells, big artifact spells, and pay for those big abilities. Now let's move on to the rares. Starting off with Titania's Command, 4 green, sorcery. Choose 2. Exile target player's graveyard. You gain 1 life for each card exiled this way. Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Create 2 2/2 green bear creature tokens. And then finally, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. There is so many different ways you can play this card. I think it's definitely be played in a lot of decks. It gives you so much versatility if you're playing against a graveyard deck. Exile it, gain life. If you need lands, not the best one, but because you get to pick another ability, not too bad either. Create 2 bears. That's not bad either, especially if you put 2 +1/+1s on each creature you control. Now for 6 mana you get 2 4/4 bears. Not the best exchange, but I think it could be very powerful, especially in a draft format. Tawnos, the Toymaker. 3 green-blue. Legendary creature, Human Artificer. When you cast a beast or bird creature spell, you may cast a copy, except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other types. 3/5. Tawnos is a very loving character in the Brothers War. I'm very excited to see this card. I think while there aren't as many beast and bird synergies, especially in green and blue, I think it would just be a fun deck to make, fun for friends, not, super competitive. But maybe it is competitive. It seems like it'd be really fun. Misery Shadow. 1 and a black. Creature Shade. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. 1. Mishra Shadow gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This seems like an incredibly powerful card. I mean, you just exile all the creatures an opponent controls. You can pump it. If you want to block something, you can pump it real quick, block, kill a creature. This seems like a really fun card. I think I may have to include a couple of these in a few of my decks. This could be annoying, but fun at the same time. Liberator. Urza's Battlethopter. 3. Legendary artifact creature, Thopter. Flash, flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than Liberator Urza Battlethopter's power, put a +1/+1 counter on Liberator. I don't have to say why this is a good card. You're going to be casting big spells, you're going to make this big. It's just going to be a really fun card. especially for those big artifact decks. Like the Brothers War is definitely going to have some built after. Sky Striker Officer, 2 blue, creature human soldier, flying. When Sky Striker Officer attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Tap 3 untapped soldiers you control to draw a card. This is perfect for a human soldier synergy deck. Just make all those soldiers, start tapping them, drawing cards, playing more cards. Seems like a no-brainer. I think this is going to be a powerful card. Now let's move on to those mythic rares. I ended up getting 2 mythic rares. One was a list card, but I thought it would be fun to show off, and the other one is Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. 3 blue, legendary planeswalker Teferi. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. 0, draw a card. -2, create a 2/2 blue spirit creature token with vigilance, and whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. -12, target opponent chooses a permanent they control and returns it to their hand, and then shuffles each non-land permanent they controlled into its owner's library. He starts out with 4 loyalty. I don't have to tell you why this is good, especially in blue. I was thinking about buying this card and I was hoping maybe I'd pull it from this box, and I did, so save me the money. I can see this being maybe not a staple in every deck because Teferi costs a lot and he's going to be an instant target. But I think your blue draw decks, this is a instant include and is just going to create headaches for everybody else. And then over here we have Karn Liberated, 7 mana. Planeswalker Karn. +4, target player exiles a card from his or her hand. -3, exile target permanent. -14, restart the game, leaving in exile all non-aura permanent cards exiled with Karn Liberator. Then put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Talk about another extremely powerful Planeswalker. I think it's ironic, this set is from New Phyrexia, so this is an older card. This is just a awesome Karn card. I don't know if it's legal or banned in some formats. It's incredibly powerful, and I'm glad I have it. Lastly, we have a couple more cards to look at. We're going to look at some of the artifact reprints, and then some of these Colossus constructs that they put into this set. Alright, here are some of the interesting artifacts we got in this set. I ended up getting 2 of these burnished hearts, one with this this cool drawing art in the background, and the other normal one. In addition, one of the other list cards I pulled is the Phyrexian Walker, 0 mana, artifact creature 0/3. Nothing too special about that other than it's a 0 cost creature, but I thought I'd show it off here with the other old art framed cards. I think these are beautiful. I definitely got my money's worth out of this box. I mean, some of these cards, while not super valuable, I put in plenty of decks and I'm so excited to get. I'm not going to read these off because, these are not new cards, but Mishra's Bauble, Burnished Heart, and Howling Mind are probably the 3 I was most excited to get. Liquid Metal Casting is also a sick card, especially for artifacts. But yeah, so if you buy some set boosters, you can definitely pull some of these cards. And while they're being reprinted and the value is probably going to go down, some of these like Mishra's Bauble are not the cheapest, and I think are really good cards to play in a lot of decks. So yeah, let's move on to these big old constructs from this set. Alright, starting all the way on the left here, we have our first artifact creature, special from the set, the prototype ones. We got a couple other artifact creatures in here that I threw in, but I tried to include all the prototypes I got. So first we have this Depth Charge Colossus, 9 mana artifact creature, Dreadnought. Prototype for 4 blue as a 6/6, or for 9 mana you get the 9/9. Depth Charger Colossus doesn't untap during your untap step. Pay 3 to untap Depth Charge Colossus. this is just a big boy. I don't know what else to say. You know, it sucks you gotta untap it, but as a common card, I see why. This is definitely, somebody's gonna make a giant artifact creature deck, and you know, I'm sure this is gonna be one of them. Hulking Metamorph, 9 mana. Artifact creature shapeshifter. Prototype for 2 blue as a 3/3, or for 9 mana as a 7/7. You may have Hulking Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of an artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact creature in addition to its other types, and its power and toughness are equal to Hulking Metamorph's power and toughness. I don't need to say why this is good. Copy artifacts, you know, big or small creature, doesn't really matter. I think it's an awesome card. Spotter Thopter, 8 mana, artifact creature Thopter. Prototype for 3 and a blue for a 2/3, or 8 mana for a 4/5. Flying, when Spotter Thopter enters battlefield, scry X, where X is its power. Don't need to say why this is good either. For 4 mana, scry 2, and get a 2/3 with flying, seems pretty good. You know, also 4/5 and scry 4 seems pretty good too. Teresian Mindbreaker, artifact creature, Juggernaut, for 7 mana. When Teresian Mindbreaker attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. Unearth for 1 blue, 6/4. There is so many mill strategies, especially in blue. The fact that you can throw that in your graveyard, unearth it, and possibly mill somebody out is beyond powerful. I can definitely tell why this is a rare. Combat Thresher, 7 mana, artifact creature construct. Prototype for 2 and a white as a 1/1, or double strike, or 7 mana 3/3. When Combat Thresher enters battlefield, draw a card. This may be a secretly really good card. I think the fact that you can play it as a 1 with double strike for 3 mana isn't great. Drawing a card, it's a little better. A 3/3 double strike, that can be a threat. You know, you can definitely kill a bigger creature, or you know, it can hold its own. Mishra's Juggernaut, 5 mana, artifact creature Juggernaut. Trample. Mishra's Juggernaut attacks each combat if able. Unearth for 5 and a red, 5/3. Yeah, I mean, this is a good card. You know, your opponents are going to want to block it with something little, or have to sack something bigger to deal with it. But I think it'll be a cool card. Goring Warplow, 6 mana, artifact creature construct. Prototype for 1 and a black, 1/1 with Death Touch, or a 6 mana for a 5/4. As a small creature, I think this is good. As a big creature, I think this is good. I think you're going to get more value as a small creature when you're blocking something big, but I think it's really neat. And that wraps it up. There is so many different awesome cards from this set. I think a lot of players are going to be very happy. I think it's going to be fun to draft. I can't wait to draft it with my friends. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Got some really cool cards out of this bundle box. I'm happy to share those with you all. If you like this video, if you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, I'll see you later, Planeswalkers. And thank you for sticking around. I got this collector booster. I just bought one of them. I'm really excited, hoping to get something good. And let's go through it.